Whistle on the live stream here in Lombard, Illinois Media School Studios.
Straight out of Lombard, what was that?
Bad.
You suck.
I overthink it all the damn time.
That was terrible.
You've been here for years.
Yes.
Sorry, as you guys all know, I
Absolutely
am.
suck.
As you guys. Horrible intro. I am Tyler Buterball, also known as Butterball, alongside with my buddy here.
Andrew Pepe Valentin.
And who we got in the back?
It appears we have our boys.
I'm sorry, I'm not feeling up to being in front of the camera today. I had David Double D Dykstra with my boy.
TJ Knacker.
David's back there.
Brandon
His voice
McCray.
is a little sore today. So
Yes, sir.
Shut your
relax.
cake hole.
What?
Get on with it.
We're going, okay?
Yeah. Special
I'm
shout out
driving.
to our guest, too.
I'm
Brandon,
driving.
by the way,
I'm
you
gonna
can't
do it.
see him.
He introduced himself.
Okay. I'm just saying, I want to make sure he gets... He's not
Tyler
on camera,
talked
but if he
over him,
slides
but
in, man,
he
we want to
introduced
see that beautiful
himself.
face.
Tyler talked completely over him, but he introduced himself.
But, as you heard, always us here on the Blow the Whistle live stream, and we have a pretty packed show today. We're going to have some fun
We do.
talking. We got a little news on the Bears. We got also conspiracies for the upcoming draft and free agency for the Bears. We're going to talk Bulls as they added to the team and not going to have someone come back for the rest of the season. Talk a little NBA, recap All-Star Weekend a little bit, and then just kind of see some other news that's going on in the NBA. And
Absolutely.
then, obviously, end off this great show with the greatest segment of all. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yes,
and
sir.
as always, you guys can always send your guys' You're Killing Me Smalls to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. We always love hearing from you, and just to add on some more chaos. We love chaos, right? Is that not right, Andrew?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're built on chaos. What are you talking about?
We run off chaos.
Absolutely.
No gasoline up in here.
No.
Just chaos.
This is what we're made of, folks.
Choo-choo. So,
I don't know. There are times when I think Tyler's running on gas.
That's true.
I'm letting out gas.
There's that. You definitely could fuel some hot air balloons, I think, at times.
I always said I need to make a car where you can run on actual gas, like human gas.
You'd be going forever.
I'd save so much money.
I need Tyler to fill up my tank then, if that was the case.
Just give me a step stool to get up to your gas tank. It's a little high for me.
That can be taken so many different ways, TJ. Andrew wants to fill Tyler's tank.
Let that one marinate out there for you, America.
Let it marinate. So, all right, let's just get started.
Let's do it.
Let's talk some Bears. So,
Yeah.
one of the biggest news that broke out over the weekend-ish, early into the weekend, is that the Bears have sealed the deal on the Arlington Heights horse race track. So
Yes.
they are definitely a step closer on getting it. And I think there's still some more work that they need to get done to really finalize it.
They're no longer the Chicago Bears. They're the Arlington Heights Bears.
Jeez.
Real quick story about that, dude. I was talking with a guy. I was up in Wrigley, and he's from New York. And he's like, oh, that'd be so stupid if they moved to Arlington Heights. Why are you going to call them the Arlington Heights Bears? And I'm like, where are the New York Giants? Where are the New York Jets? New Jersey. He's like, well, that's a part of New York. And I'm like,
No, it's not.
not really. It's
No.
New Jersey.
Exactly.
So,
What about Anaheim, huh? Where the Los Angeles Angels play.
Hey,
Exactly.
where the Cowboys play?
Exactly. I don't think it's Dallas.
no, they're not in Dallas.
Yeah.
So,
Come on now.
stop. You're not even from here, so don't even freaking get your opinion in. I was ripping him. It was fun. But he was drunk, so, I mean.
Well, he's already invalid on his opinion.
Exactly. It was just more
Drunk
fun.
fan equals nothing.
It's more fun arguing with a drunk person when you're sober.
Of course.
It's always fun. All right, so one step closer to Arlington Heights, where they're going to be building this. The plan is this massive stadium.
Yes.
Obviously, way bigger than Soldier Field. They're going to be building a whole bunch of like hotels, a casino that I've heard.
It's going to be like a mini town, essentially.
Basically, it's going to be like a Wrigleyville for the Bears.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you, Andrew, and the fellas in the back, and to our lovely listeners and viewers, are you excited about this Arlington Heights move? Give us your thoughts, as always, on Blow T Whistle 1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. As for me, super excited. I'm glad this is going in the right way.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that the Bears weren't actually considering Lightfoot's pitch as I laughed.
She's still hopeful.
I laughed.
She's still very hopeful.
Just stop it, woman.
Hey, it's a sound of desperation. It's just like no, they'll come back. They'll come back. We have such a good connection. Well,
Clearly
you
not.
You may think that, and that's
Because-
wonderful.
Clearly not, because they came out with the pitch on redesigning Soldier Field and all this stuff, and like a month or two ago.
Mhm.
And look, they weren't even thinking about it. They just went bam, Arlington Heights. There
Yeah.
we go. So I mean, that was funny. It was
Absolutely.
comical to me.
It just makes the most sense for them to move to Arlington more than anything else. You've got the space, you've got the area, you can develop that. You have the trains right there, the expressways right there. Everything kind of converges into that area. That's why the racetrack was still very popular.
Oh yeah, and you know what's funny is the more people that I'm hearing that are upset about it are the people that live in the city.
Of course.
And I'm like, what do you think the people in the suburban
All the
area?
people- yeah.
They all had to travel.
Exactly.
This is a nice medium, like right in the middle
Yeah.
between the major suburban towns and the city. It's really not far from
It's
the
a
city of Chicago.
really easy, like from where I'm at, it's maybe 30, 40 minutes. If that, depending on the traffic, which traffic may become a problem, but because of how that area is built and depending on how they build everything out in the parking lot and stuff, you can make multiple exits getting out of there and heading to the off ramps and getting out of there to go back to the city. So this isn't a problem. It's only a problem because people who take the trains there and walk there or Uber there, whatever you want to do, that's the only issue, is that you don't get to make your convenient travel as well as it was before. Now you have to go a little bit farther out. Ooh, wow, what a problem.
If you're that big of a Bears fan, this is not going to affect you on how to get there.
No.
People travel out of state.
Exactly, yeah.
Bears fans out of
Come
state will
on.
come to Chicago to watch the Bears and take the horrible route to get to
Yeah.
Soldier Field.
If you're that dedicated, you'll go there and you'll find a way to get there no matter what. And guess what? By the way, when you get there, there's more of a reason to stick around because now you're going to have bars, you're going to have shops, you're going to have all this other stuff around to kind of be like, all right, we parked here, we saw the game, before and after, you still have the chance to be able to go, you want to go get something to eat? You want to go get some, buy something real quick?
Why do you think?
You got a casino coming in too.
Why do you think?
Like, come on.
Why do you think Wrigleyville is always popping during the season?
Exactly.
Cubs could be sucking that year.
Yeah.
People are still going to go to the games
Even when they're
because
not
they can
playing.
just go to the bars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even when they're not playing, they're still
That's
making
the
money.
biggest thing. And then we didn't even touch on the point which we've talked before. Obviously, this brings up so much more opportunity to have more events here.
Yes.
Because with what they've been saying is a retractable roof, which I'm going to ask you a question in a minute.
Yes.
Is a retractable roof. You can host the Super Bowl. You can host March Madness.
Yep.
You can host concerts and fit a lot
Yes.
more people. It just, in a business standpoint, it makes so much sense. In a sports team standpoint, it makes even more sense.
Absolutely.
Makes too much sense.
The Bears own their own stadium, which they don't. Again, for people who think they do not. The Parks Department owns that stuff, or the Park District owns the stadium. So they're only renting it. It's a lease. They want to have their own thing.
So now when I mentioned about the retractable.
Hold
roof.
on.
Yeah, Dave,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, we can't hear you.
You
from
forgot about the most important thing that they could host,
Which is?
WrestleMania.
That's another one.
That is true.
That's huge. You could, that stadium.
a big
tell me
fan
that
base of
stadium's
that
not
one.
going to fill out. If we're talking about 70 to 75,000 seats or whatever they're talking about.
That is, yeah, because they have
You-
60.
You could at least fill out, I would say, what, 3/4 of it, maybe the
Oh
whole
no,
damn thing.
you could sell that out.
Yeah.
You figure a quarter of the stadium will probably be blocked off for the stage and the setup and everything
Yeah.
like that. But you forget that they can sit people in the actual
Absolutely.
field.
So there's even more.
So
There's even more seats.
There's like numerous.
you're talking World Cup.
Yes.
You're
Yep.
talking, when they want to do those elite matchups when like La Liga comes over here.
Yeah, the preseason matchups with the All-Stars. And like what you even said, XFL, USFL, it opens up an opportunity to bring those teams in.
That's where Soldier Field comes in.
That's where
Yeah, right,
exactly.
yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You could toss them, but I'm saying that you could still, like if you want to show off an exhibition of them real quick, bring them into Arlington Park and say, play on the field. Let's see how you guys sell out.
Brandon brought up another
putting a franchise there.
Brandon brought up another great one. You could then have the Big Ten championship in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Both football and basketball, and the college football playoff championship in Chicago.
That's true. Yeah, national championship in Chicago. It hasn't happened since like the 60s, 50s. I don't even. It's been a while.
Has Illinois ever won a football national championship?
I mean, Northwestern did.
What?
But, yeah, Northwestern. Otto Graham.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Otto back.
Yeah.
That's way back in the day.
The years of Buckus. I'll bet you any money Illinois came close to winning.
Probably like a 9-3 or something. But I don't know if Illinois has actually ever hosted a national championship.
I don't think they have.
That was like unless it was like pre-war or something like that. That's the only thing I could think of.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm not really seeing anything that was.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. In 1923.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-war.
Yeah.
Pre-war, and that's when they host a national championship.
At the Illinois Memorial Stadium.
Exactly. There you go.
So that brings up more.
Took a long time. Yeah, only one.
So I mentioned retractable roof.
Yes.
Now there's talks now that, at least I'm hearing from other people, that they might do a full-blown dome or they might do retractable roof.
Mm-hmm.
So I want your thoughts on, would it make more sense to have a dome because that's kind of how teams are going now?
Yeah.
Or keep the retractable roof because that's what Chicago's been known as, is having the frigid winters and the weather. But the thing is now is that you're in Arlington Heights, so wind won't be as much of a factor as it was in Soldier Field because you get more of the wind because of the lake effect and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's not going to be as windy. So would you say at that point, would it just make more sense to just close it up completely so then you have indoor stadium, don't have to worry about weather being a factor?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at that point, that was more of the biggest thing. Obviously, the cold winter itself, like you would say Lambeau and Soldier Field are the ones that, like, the winter really, like, affects you.
Right.
And the players and the way how the game goes in that situation, especially when these warm weather teams come to Chicago or Green Bay. So with the wind really not being a fact, because that was like the main key thing about Chicago is like, oh my God, you got to deal with this wind.
Right.
And that's why Chicago's always been a run heavy team like for decades.
Absolutely.
So at this point, does it just make more sense? Because we're going to talk about it was talked about before. We'll go into that.
Yeah.
Justin Fields did mention that on the Part of My Take podcast, he did mention that he would like to have a dome.
Yes.
And so now the controversy is saying about him not liking the weather. Would they play that in fact of what he said? I mean, I don't know how much partake he's going to get, but just what I listed off before, would a dome make more sense than a retractable roof?
From where I'm standing right now, I see the benefits of both. I would still like it to be a retractable roof simply because we do know that here in Chicago, the weather can be nice.
Yes.
That may be very unbalanced at times.
Bipolar.
Very bipolar weather we have here. But I think it would still make sense to have the retractable dome just because when there are those spring days, those, summer days where it's very nice and cool out, you can still open up the stadium and you can, the early days of the NFL, opening up the stadium would be nice just to have that weather effect be a part of it still. Obviously, you understand, though, that when it gets colder, you're probably closing it up full way. So I understand where it's like, well, then you just go full dome and you just completely X out the weather completely. The thing is, like, obviously everybody's looking at this from other aspects of how does this affect the team and all that stuff and advantages and things like that. Like, you got to think about this also in the business sense too, right? The air conditioning and heating that exists within Illinois is pretty high for a reason because one's on over the other pretty much half the year, the whole year, right? We got to turn the AC on and then immediately like everything flips and it goes, oh, now we got to go to the heat.
Yeah.
So I think with an open air stadium, I think that would allow them to be able to cut costs on conditioning for AC and heating and all that stuff. So that's part of the thing I think fans, they don't think about, but it's something you have to consider. But
especially how big they're planning on making this thing.
Exactly.
It's going to take a lot to power up the AC and the heat to get that thing going.
Like, they got to consider all the costs of what this is going to be. Now, granted, the Bears aren't probably paying they're paying a good chunk of the change on this, but so are the taxpayers and things like
Right.
that. So everything has to be taken into consideration about what's going to cost what, how much this whole thing is going to cost in general for the public as well as the Bears. Like that, and that's the ultimate thing. Like how this affects the team or not is really, I think, going to be a minuscule part of the overarching thing, which is cost effectiveness.
Right.
And that's what they want to try and, because they know this thing can make profit. They can make big bank. The team is what, valued at like $5 billion, I think, right now, something like that.
Yeah, roughly.
It's roughly around there. It's one of the top teams in the NFL as far as value. This team could skyrocket to being like an $8-9 billion entity in the next, and I think they said in 3 to 4 years of having the stadium up, it could get up there, right? I mean, they could be right there as like the number 2 top team in value, which that means, bigger opportunities, more sponsorships, more revenue. That means cleaning things up, making it look nicer, and obviously, hopefully, the team does get better at that point. One would hope.
We can hope.
But I think at the end of the day, I would go with the open air.
I like the retractable roof thought as well, because you have that option to keep it open and stuff like that. But then, I mean, like, because you made a good, like, that point about the bills.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
heating and cooling, that makes a lot of sense. Because you keep it open, you don't have to be kicking on the heat and the AC all the time.
And plus for the concerts and like WrestleMania and all these other events, like this gives you the chance to be able to kind of, if it's a nice day, like like Lollapalooza's never going to move, but if you had a concert somewhere around that size, who's to say that you couldn't do the concert in there and now open up the roof and, we got a nice day going.
Exactly.
So
I mean, that would
stuff
attract
you got to
people.
consider.
And then because the with the retractable roof, it gives you the option, because you got to understand too is that they need to make sure they sell tickets.
Right.
And if it's too damn cold, like when they played, I believe, the Bills over the season where it was -20,
Right.
they were they were trying to get people to buy tickets by having them so damn cheap. Because no one's going to go to a game if it's that damn cold.
No.
Granted, you have the psychos that will go there without a shirt on and go to the game. But it's like you had a lot of people leaving after like the first quarter or the second quarter because it was like, all right, damn, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
And plus, not to mention, it doesn't help that they were probably going to lose anyways, which they did.
Well,
but,
yeah, of course.
but I mean, even if they were a good, like let's say they're leading the division,
Mhm.
I still don't think people in that cold weather would sit out there. It's really not worth it.
I mean, I think
Some people will, but
people
it's like-
will suffer through it, but there'll still be a lot of people who are like, depending on the score, like if the Bears are up by 2 touchdowns by the beginning of the fourth quarter, there'll be a lot of people that'll be like, you know what, maybe we should just head out.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to leave a game, obviously.
you
when
have
it's
the
still on cusp,
option-
but you'll never know.
If you have the option to close that roof and then like keep it where people are comfortable to watch the game, you will
Yes.
sell out probably every game.
Yeah. And
Just about.
for anybody that says, well, if you don't stay there, you're not a true fan, it's like, you don't have to be a true fan to suffer for your team. It's okay to say, it's too cold. My fingers and my nipples are falling off because they're frozen. I'm leaving. Yes, it's okay to leave.
It becomes a health risk
Exactly.
because you want your nipples.
You shouldn't be 65 years old sitting out in negative 30-degree weather. I don't care how dedicated you are. You need to go home. Your kids need
Please.
to take you home.
So you could watch a Bears Super Bowl at
So you
some
don't
point.
get pneumonia and, collapse. Consider it, people, please.
We here at Blow the Whistle do not want you to freeze your nipples in bear weather, please.
I don't know why I said nipples.
I thought it was great.
I don't know why
It was
that
great.
was like, that came into my mind. I was just like, say it. Why not?
So I mentioned about Fields.
Yes.
We'll touch on this real quick, and then we'll head up our next topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fields. So he was pretty popular around during Super Bowl week, getting a bunch
Absolutely.
of interviews. He was on the Rich Eisen show. He was on Part of My Take,
Mhm.
and which I think that if you guys got a chance to listen to the interview, it was a very good interview.
Absolutely.
I mean, having Barstool Big Cat, who's a big Bears fan,
Yep.
and so that was it was just kind of great Chicago connection. But Fields did mention that he would love to have a dome
Yes.
and stuff like that, and how some people are taking it as is that Justin Fields blatantly just said that that's basically hinting that he doesn't want to play in Chicago.
Mhm.
So I want to get your thoughts if you think that's the case of what he said about that.
When I hear him make those comments about, first off, people have to understand, like, a lot of that is getting taken out of context. You listen to the entirety of his answer. A lot of what he's explaining is that obviously the weather in Chicago is pretty rough. It's very hard to play in. I mean, look, you're talking about a kid that comes from Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's been there his whole life. He's played there. He only just got to cold weather. It's still cold, but it's Ohio, right?
Right.
I mean, it's the horseshoe. That's probably the coldest weather he's played in outside of like maybe where he's traveled outside.
You don't get the kind
Georgia.
of you don't get the cold there that you get in Chicago.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
No, it's completely different because you're off. I mean, you're in a stadium where it's like a vacuum where the wind is sucking into the stadium, blowing around in like a circle pretty much. So you're getting the full effects of that. So when you hear his comments, do I think it means he doesn't want to be in Chicago? The city? Sure. He probably wants to get to Arlington Park as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He probably does. If you're talking about does he want to not be here in Chicago and be with the team, I don't think that's the case. I think this is a matter of him saying, look, if I got in a dome or an open or air open field or whatever you want to call it, retractable dome, if I got in one of those stadiums, we've seen the effects of what that is. It makes you play faster. It gives you, less resistance against the wind. There's no resistance against the wind. There's no outside effects, hitting the game, which I know people are like, well, that's not football. Well, guess what? Football's changed, okay?
It has.
We're 2023. Come on.
Get over it, people.
Yes. I mean, you're getting off the grass. You're probably getting onto turf, so you're moving quicker. I know there's a lot of talk about grass versus turf right now, but still, you're getting onto turf. You're moving faster. You're getting the ability to be able to be more stable. Your players don't have to trip and fall all the time, as long as it's not like it was in Arizona. But again, that was grass and all that stuff. So it's all, I think his comments were just about the fact that it's avoiding the weather that will affect his play. If you get him in a position where he's playing in warmer weather or in a dome or whatever you want to call it, you're going to see the effects of his play possibly go up, is what he's trying to get at. I believe.
Look at which bowl was it? They played Clemson.
Right.
When he threw 6 touchdowns.
Yes.
That was in a dome. He even had a hell of a game in the national championship against Alabama, which was in a dome. So obviously, that's any quarterback in anywhere is
right.
They play better when there's no in normal temperature.
Right.
In the
when
case.
you have warmer temperature, you're going to get the better out of your athlete.
And I think he was saying that more so because he knew there was 2 options here. It was Arlington Heights or they do the renovation to Soldier Field,
right.
where either way it was going to be a dome or a retractable roof.
Yeah.
So if you're really wanting to look into it, I think he's planning on wanting to stay and be in Chicago long enough where that either of those 2 options, which obviously now is going to be Arlington Heights,
certainly
becomes developed.
Absolutely.
And you got to understand too, the cold will take away from injuries because you made a point about the ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they're going to keep the grass. I mean, as long as, like you said, they don't get the grass that they had in Arizona.
Right.
But if you fall on frozen grass, it is falling on cement.
It hurts.
It hurts.
You're
and
cold. You're already hitting the ground that's cold. Like, you don't need that.
And you've seen the kid takes a lot of hits. He's a tough man.
He
and he takes a lot of hits. So it's like, you know what? If I'm going to be taking these hits, it might be nice not to fall on cement.
Yeah.
I mean, some nice spongy grass.
Yeah.
And all that crap. So, I mean, I didn't take it that way. I think a lot of people are taking it way too critical and too serious that it's basically coming out and saying that Fields does not want to play in Chicago. That's not the case. There's been many interviews, and he's came out many times. He loves Chicago.
Whether or not he's going to be in Chicago by the time the stadium gets here, I don't know. There's a lot of questions, obviously, about that.
Well, I mean, also that's 5 years from now or 5-6 years from now. So I mean, yeah, it could. That's a big controversy to see how he develops.
Could be this
next
year. We don't know.
We could be. You want to touch on that real quick?
We can.
All right, let's touch on that
I'm
real quick.
fascinated with this one. Obviously.
So, I mean, so there's also been a lot of reports that are going around that the Bears are taking phone calls on trading Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we're just gonna. We kind of talked about this before, but we'll go back and forth. I'll straight up just say, in my opinion, I don't think the Bears are actually planning on trading Justin Fields. I think it's definitely bait because Houston and Colts, which has been the 2 buyers, the biggest buyers to get that number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
But they're starting to lean back now because they're like, okay, well, they're not going to draft a quarterback, that first overall pick. Why give a haul to Chicago when we could still get our guy Colts not so much, but obviously Houston, they could still get their guy that they want at number 2.
Yes.
So I want to get your thoughts. Do you think the Bears are actually going to be listening or actually considering to trade Justin Fields, or do you think it's all just baiting these teams?
I'm one. All right, because I know I may say something here that'll get people riled up.
It's canceled. No, I'm just kidding.
I do think that this is Poles being the best car salesman he can be in the NFL right now, right? You're trying to sell people on the idea that you're going to possibly look at getting a quarterback in order to up the value of that number 1 overall pick to make the Texans and the Colts come and get that pick, right? That's the ultimate idea. Or whoever, right? It could be the Raiders, it could be the Falcons, it could be even the Panthers. We've heard a lot of teams possibly get involved for being in that number 1 pick. But obviously the Texans and the Colts are the two that you have to really think about for sure because they want a quarterback.
Right.
But do I think that they are going to sell Fields? Are they going to trade him? My gut says no.
Okay.
My head says if the offer's right, though, I think you have to really consider the offer. Because if you're talking about the Texans, say, like everyone's talking about making the offer for number 1, right? What if the Texans came in and said, we'll give you this year's first, this year's second, and next year's first, and next year's like third for Justin Fields, and like your 3rd round pick just to throw in a teaser for that, right? From this year. If you got that offer, the Bears fans, I know, Bears fans would say, no, you don't do it because you have a quarterback. What do you need to do it? You have a quarterback. But look at what you're gaining back. You're getting another 2nd round pick. You're getting the 2nd overall pick. You're keeping the number 1 overall pick. And you're getting next year's 1st and a 3rd, right?
Right.
So you're gaining a lot. Now, that's just a hypothetical. Now what you can do is then take whoever you want at number 1, be it a quarterback, or let's say you don't even go for a quarterback, right? You want to take Bryce Young number 1. Bryce Young's a fine quarterback. Is he better than Justin Fields? I have no clue. I can tell you this. I think he has some things he does better as far as foot placement, as far as his footwork, field vision down, scanning the line. I think he does a great job of that. Where Fields needs to get a little bit better at that, but Fields obviously has a year of under his belt. But I think you could take like Will Anderson Jr., right? I think he's the top prospect. I think he's a guy, not linebacker, defensive end, however you want to play him. He goes and gets the quarterback. You get that guy. Take that number 2 overall pick. You trade it to Philly, right? Philly's got the 10th pick and the 30th pick. Philly can take whoever they want at number 2, right?
Yeah.
So then they go get whoever they want at number 2. You get the 10th pick. You get the 30th pick. What do you do with those? You get a wide receiver, and you can get an offensive tackle. Peter Skoronski could be there at 10.
He could be. Yeah.
Or Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State is another
Paris
guy.
Johnson, there's people are saying that once combine hits, he's going to be the most favored.
And at 30,
O-line.
There's going to be a bunch of receivers still there too. You could get Jordan Addison. He could fall there. You could get Keyshawn Boutte, right? You could make one of those moves. Or you can take Jackson Smith-Njigba if he falls there. You have those options if you make that trade. I know that now you lose a quarterback. I said then sign one of these guys like a Jimmy Garoppolo to a 1-year deal. Make him the guy for that 1 year. He can be your backup next year if you re-sign him, and you can go and draft your quarterback next year. And I know next year it's like, well, what's coming out next year? Well, you got Caleb Williams coming out. You'd be trading up a lot, but I think that guy's way more dynamic than any of these other quarterbacks this year. I think he's way better than Levis, than Young, than Stroud, all those guys. You know, that's just me. Though. That's just me.
And I mean, obviously, you got to have these hypothetical thoughts, and like this could happen because obviously it most definitely could. My whole stance on it is, for me to be sold on it, you would have to get like the absolute haul that you're saying that they could get, if not more.
Right.
The thing is, though, in my opinion, Fields is already proven to be that guy. You already have the guy. Don't go out and get another guy. There's no point. He's very young.
Yeah.
He's great size at the quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's fast as hell. Yeah. And we've seen him. People want to bash on him throwing. He can throw the damn ball.
He can.
He just never had help in the thing. And that's why I'm not really sold yet on Young. I mean, CJ Stroud just yet. I think they have the skills and the talent. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You just got to understand where they're coming from. Right. They had the best of the best talent surrounded around them.
Right. As did Justin.
Everyone, Justin did too. So that's what I'm saying is that either of those two guys can come to the NFL and they're going to go on a crappy team with no one, and they're going to have the same bashing as probably Justin Fields got.
Absolutely.
So you have your quarterback. I would say he's proven to you in the 2nd year already, in my opinion, that he can be your number 1 quarterback. Get him some help. And you're right. the Bears, there's a lot of holes in that team.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's as much as people think. Your secondary is solid. Keep the secondary. They're fine. You don't have to mess with that. The O-line, I don't think the O-line's really as bad as people think it is. Because if you think about the Bears, they led in rush passing.
Right.
And so they in the run game, they were one of the best offensive line in the league.
But in the pass game, they were one of the worst.
Absolutely, no, exactly.
And that's the thing is that there's so much of a dual-edged sword on this, or dual-edged knife.
I think you're really a couple guys away on that line, and just a couple just kind of moving around. That's what they've been doing all season to try to see. I think they were more seeing of what they can do with what they have before having to blow up the whole offensive line and sign a whole bunch of new guys. You also got to put in perspective. There's some offensive linemen out there that's going to be in the free agent market in the next couple of weeks. Bears have full control over the free agent market. So, I mean, if they hit it big, you're going to take care of part of your problems right there.
Right.
And then you can just deal with the draft that that's like the guys that are like, the guys that are like going to be certain that they're going to be good.
Yeah.
So I think right now there's no need, because you have a guy in Justin Fields. You would have to, I would say, take the calls, bait the other teams, but consider it, because they could honestly, because there's teams out there that really need a quarterback, and they might be like super sold on Justin Fields, and they can offer you a haul. But I mean, with where they're at now in the draft, I mean, the number 1 overall pick, you can get a haul that's still going to set you up even great next year too. You'll end up probably with your own first round pick, and then plus you'll get another first round pick. I think in that aspect, there's no need to trade Justin Fields. The kid's done some amazing things in the past season. You get him some help at wide receiver, which you can get in the draft as well, because there's some talented guys that are looking to be in the second, third round.
No, absolutely. I look at Justin Fields and I just look at what happened last year, and while I understand there was a lot of void of talent on this team, I never looked at Justin Fields and I felt like the offensive line got better because of him. The receivers got better because of him. Again, I understand that there was a lot of things missing on this, but there was a lot of opportunities where we would look at the receiving core and a lot of people would be like, well, they're not getting open. But the thing is, you got to remember, in college to the NFL, there's a big difference in open, right? Open in college is 5-10 yards. Open in the NFL is you've got inches.
Right.
And there were some throws where Fields would make that throw and he would be off target, and you'd think if he just puts it a little bit more that way, it's there. Like, he's in the right direction. It's just he's missing something. I've said
there's still progress.
Things to work out.
Exactly. You're gonna have that with anyone.
But when there's people telling me like he's the franchise quarterback, I can't say that. I can't say franchise quarterback because nothing about him has yet to define the franchise just yet. He doesn't define the franchise as far as I'm concerned. I think he's one of those guys that you may need to put you look at Jalen Hurts, right? Jalen Hurts just went to a Super Bowl. Yeah. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to a Super Bowl. I would say, well, if you don't get A.J. Brown in there, if the defense is not as good as they are, and by the way, the schedule's not as weak as it was, I don't know if the Eagles get to that Super Bowl. Like, I don't know if you can say Justin Hurts definitively took them to a Super Bowl. I think he quarterbacked the team to a Super Bowl, which is not him taking them. It's him kind of going along for the ride. I know people could say otherwise. I understand that point. But from where I'm at, I just look at him. I look at Jalen Hurts. I look at Justin Fields and say, there's a lot of good things about them. They can win MVPs. They can be champion. They possibly can be championship quarterbacks. He almost won a championship. Jalen Hurts almost did it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if by that point he's the franchise quarterback, because we've seen a lot of quarterbacks win for Super Bowls and then their careers are kind of like nothing.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for either one of these guys, but it just hit for Jalen Hurts.
They have different talents in some of these quarterbacks. Like, you obviously can't compare Nick Foles, because that was just a magical.
Yeah, that was money in the bank at that point.
But this is the way how the NFL is going. You have these explosive, fast quarterbacks that can make incredible plays like on the fly,
absolutely,
and stuff like that. And that's what you got in Justin Fields.
Absolutely.
And David made a good point that he is, in a way, Patrick Mahomes-esque by being able to do some crazy things. I think people are always forgetting about that one explosive run that he had. He's rolling out to the left. He pump faked it, and and that really sold the defense, and he went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't really see other quarterbacks doing stuff like that.
No.
Like, he really sold that, and he was able to explode on the run at like 20 miles an hour and outrun everyone.
Well, I don't know if we can compare him at all to Patrick Mahomes because
It's hard now. No, exactly.
This year really proved, if anything, for Patrick Mahomes.
It's more.
He's a different mode than everybody
Don't
else
get me
because 11 rookies on that team. You've got a bunch of just schlup players basically you picked up for a couple of contracts on the receiving core, and he turns out that performance he did to be able to win a Super Bowl. That takes a lot. That shows a lot, and that makes him different from.
I'm
a lot
not
of
taking
other
that
guys.
away from Patrick Mahomes. Patrick
Right.
Mahomes is a man amongst boys.
Yeah,
He is another being. I don't even know what the hell to call him.
He's on that level
insane.
next to Brady. He's getting there.
He is.
He's on that next step. He's almost there.
He's led. I
And
mean,
he's 27.
when Brady was at 27 compared to him at 27, he beats Brady in about everything by a mile,
Pretty much.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, no, I'm not trying to take away from Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying Fields has that ability and skill
Mhm.
to make defenses scratch their heads
Certainly.
and stuff like that. So that's
Certainly
why
does.
if it ain't broke, because it really, he ain't broke.
Well,
Don't need to fix it.
He's not broken.
Right.
It's not him. It's the team though that's broken. That's the problem.
Right.
And I look at it and say that you have all these needs that you have to be able to fit for the team. And if you have a chance to fix those needs quickly and have them long term, because what are the teams that are winning Super Bowls right now that are being in the playoffs? They're doing it through the draft, right? We see it with the Bengals. We see it with the Chiefs. We see it with the Bills. We see it with all the teams right now that have a lot of success. You draft right. You sign free agents the right way. You have your core players around you. And you need to make, for me, the four biggest positions are quarterback, offensive line, edge rusher, cornerback. And then receiver kind of falls in at the 5. So if you got the quarterback, that's great. But then you need to get those other positions locked up. And you better hope that one or two of them are great. Because you see it like with the Eagles, right? Great edge rushing.
Yep.
Great cornerbacks. You can great offensive line. I would say good quarterback. But 3 out of the 4 of them were great, so that's why they get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
That was the key. Like, exactly. I agree right there with those are the key positions that you need in this era of football to be successful.
Yeah. And they were great at receiver too, but they still came up short because obviously for Kansas City, they found a way to make it work in that moment. Now they could have lost that thing. Yeah. But I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is ever going to be on that level. Again, I know it's early to say that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are going to be screaming and ranting at me. I got the emails already, folks, and I'm ready for more. Bring it on. But I don't see him being a franchise quarterback. I don't know if he'll ever be at that top 10 quarterback level. Top 15, top 12, maybe. But I don't know if he'll ever crack that top 10 or even the top 5. And I think if you're looking at guys, I think a guy like Caleb Williams or Drake May at UNC or who knows what Arch Manning will do. But the name certainly signifies that something great could come from that kid. I look at those guys, though, and I see some magic that I see with Justin Fields. But right now in the NFL, something's missing. So, and we have to, and I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I like where you stand from.
I just gotta play the other side, man.
Of course, we have to have these debates.
Yeah, I'm like Kyrie Irving, man. Everybody wants to go left. I'm gonna go right.
We gotta get the pot going.
Exactly.
Get these people, get the people watching.
Get them riled up.
So, with that being said, if you guys either agree with me or Andrew or however you guys think about it as well, please give us your guys' thoughts on our social media at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, BlowTWhistle1, because we love hearing from your guys' thoughts and just feed into what either of us are saying.
Yeah.
But let's turn it around. Coming back, we're gonna talk a little Bulls as the Bulls added to their point guard position, as well as losing the point guard position. We'll tell you all about that next here on Blow the Whistle.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired! I still get beer.
And welcome back here on Blow the Whistle here in Illinois Media School Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years. Look, I did that.
Yeah.
I did it, dude.
Well, we're straight out for now.
We're straight out now. We might be straight out of Rosemont. We are going to be straight out of Rosemont soon.
Rosemont, display, whatever it is.
Potato.
Yeah, exactly. We're on the border.
Well, as always, as you know, I am Tyler Buterball, along with
Andrew Pepe Valentin.
Tyler Butterball Buterball. I apologize.
Yes.
Come on. Why am I forgetting my nickname? This is BS.
You're having a day.
I'm having a day, man. I can't even talk sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to talk in this segment, obviously, Bulls.
Yep.
And we'll throw in a little NBA out there since Andrew and I went long in the last segment. But
I thought it was good.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
But our boss over there, he was yelling at us. He can't hear us right now. He's talking to someone.
No.
But
Sure, we'll get a text.
yeah, right. But yeah, some big news happened with Bulls last night.
Yeah.
Is the Bulls signed free agent guard Patrick Beverley, the savior. Still no details on what the contract is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did waive center Tony Bradley, which I guess understandably so. As he was just sitting there collecting his money.
Adios, you bum.
You seem pretty happy, Andrew.
God.
Hey, what has Tony Bradley done? What does he do?
He's a good bench player.
True. I mean, there's a lot of
He
issues
rides the
going
bench
on
very
in that
well.
center
What was
position.
that, Brandon?
He rides the bench very well.
He's just a waste of space and money.
It's just a waste of paycheck.
God.
But yeah, all right. So let's go to the.
New Felicio right there.
Oh.
Well, at least
Tell
they
me
didn't
I'm
pay him.
wrong.
They
Tell me
didn't-
I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but they didn't pay him all that money.
New
No.
Felicio, baby.
God, that was
Whole lot of money for a whole lot of nothing.
took him long enough to drop him.
I know.
Jeez.
Didn't he look fat? He always looked fat to me. Tony Bradley? He just always looked fat. I'm like, bro, get in the weight room or drop some weight.
Something, man. Like, he's so skinny.
Put him in the G League.
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez, man. But yeah, so obviously
He couldn't play dead.
Bulls added a new point guard in Patrick Beverley, as they did absolutely nothing in trade deadline,
yeah.
which was just a hoot.
Yeah.
So we'll just go real quick, simple and easy.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this signing by the Bulls? Does this improve the point guard position, and could this possibly get the Bulls slide right into, I don't know, playing tournament maybe, playoff push, who knows? Give us your guys' thoughts on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. Andrew, what do you think about this new addition to the Bulls? Does this help their point guard position? Io has been starting for the Bulls like the entire season. He wouldn't say he hasn't had a horrible season, but I mean,
That sophomore slump
think he's
is very, very real.
what did he say?
That sophomore slump is very real.
The sophomore slump is, in fact, very real. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. I mean, he had a hell of a rookie year, and he's just not really picking up to really where he left off. He had one really good game, but I mean, that was about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you need a point guard to do better than that.
I think for Io, speaking just for him real quick, I think he's better coming off the bench right now. In terms of being a starter, maybe an all in due time, but he certainly needs a lot more work before he gets to that point.
He's a young guy.
Absolutely. For Patrick Beverley, though, it's an upgrade. Is it an upgrade that's going to propel them into the playoffs? Probably not. It's an upgrade in terms of he's probably going to punch Zach LaVine in the face at some point. Like, he already said he doesn't like him, so I think at this point, what Patrick Beverley's being brought into is, one, he's a hometown kid.
Right.
Like, we all know who Patrick Beverley is. We all respect him in Chicago. What he did here as a kid, it was awesome. The dude can obviously play basketball. He can shoot from three. His defense is amazing. Well, maybe not amazing, but it's good. He can do the perimeter defense thing well. But I think if anything, it's going to give him a couple more wins, but it's not something that you're going to see them all of a sudden shoot from where I think they're at 11th right now to possibly getting to the 6th spot again like they were last year. I don't think that's happening. I don't think they'll even make that play-in tournament spot potentially. It's just, it doesn't add enough. They need more. They need more outside shooting, and Bev's fine, but he's not a consistent three-point shooter. He adds the defense, which is fine, but him plus Caruso, and those guys all need to kind of get on board to play that point guard spot. He gives them stability. He gives them a veteran voice, a little bit better than maybe Dragic. I know he's hurt now, and so is Caruso, but this doesn't move the needle that much.
No.
If anything, it just brings home a hometown kid to be able to be like, oh, he's a Bull, and you get to kind of celebrate that.
I mean, at that point, I would have rather them just get Derrick Rose back at that point.
Yeah.
He's playing better ball in New
almost
York.
happened.
Yeah,
well, Derrick Rose not even playing. That's the
really
thing,
was
though,
a little
too.
surprised they didn't pull that trigger.
Yeah.
But
What's
I mean,
up, Brandon?
Derrick Rose not even playing in New York. That's even worse.
I know. He's not even playing at all.
He's just dying on the bench.
Yeah.
And it sucks to see see somebody that's so revered in Chicago and a former MVP just die on the bench. I know he's a Tibbs guy and he loves Tibbs so much, but at the same time, he can bring a lot to a championship team. And he can even bring a lot to the Bulls for that, man. I feel like he won't put them over the hump, but he is a better option than what they have currently.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously nowhere.
Absolutely.
He's definitely not where he was in his younger years.
No.
For sure. I
But
mean,
he can shoot threes now. He can distribute the ball. I would say a lot better than he can as a rookie.
He's adjusted what he's limited to now.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, he has some fake knees.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think.
But
I got a question for y'all, though.
what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
So do y'all think, take the bias out of, Chicago bias out, do you think Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer? Because I actually just saw this on YouTube yesterday. Gilbert Reese was just talking about it.
Is Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I would say no.
Really?
I'd say no. I love Derrick Rose, don't get me wrong, but like you said, all biasy out. As a pure basketball player, I like Derrick Rose, but it's not enough. Even with the MVP, it's not enough to put him in the Hall of Fame.
But you have to take it into account. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Right.
So you have to be aware of that.
I mean, in terms of what he brought to the NBA, if he would have been able to play more as the explosive point guard that he was, I think you could have easily say he was going to probably be a Hall of Famer. The problem is that with the injuries that he had, that kind of hurts him.
Yeah, no, injuries.
He had to redevelop as a point guard, and he had to jump around to different teams until he finally found the landing spots where it could work. And even then, he still
injuries
jumped
aside,
around.
though, if he was to continue to play of how he was playing,
Right.
definitely I think he'd be in the Hall of Famer. Because
Absolutely.
You got to understand the team that he had around him that he brought to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Obviously, you had Joakim Noah, but I mean, Taj Gibson was great off the bench.
Yes.
Luol Deng was a solid shooter. But I mean, he
What he wanted to be.
He brought it to what, game 5, game 6 against the Miami Heat, who had prime LeBron James, prime D Wade, prime Chris Bosh. I mean,
he did some great things. It's just that his career, unfortunately, by those numbers, I don't think it's enough to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Not now.
I just don't.
I think he had a window too.
Yeah. If he I'll tell you this, if he can get a couple of championships playing the way he has, he's averaging 15 points a game, 6.5 assists or something like that. If he can do that consistently still throughout his career and win a championship, I think Derrick Rose then has a better chance to make the Hall of Fame with an MVP to his name.
Was he on the Cavs at the time when they won the championship?
No, he had left.
I didn't think
No, he
so.
wasn't. No.
I think
So
he left and got married. And all that.
He misses windows to be on championship teams
I
a
know.
lot. Like, there's always talk that he's going to go. Like, Golden State at one point was supposed to bring him in, and then they said, no, we're not going to do that because they still had, I think that was when they still had Sean Livingston and all those guys. So they were just like, we're good at guard. Plus, we've got, a 2-time MVP, first ballot Hall of Famer. And, like, that's the thing is, like, comparative to Steph Curry, I know it's not good to compare the two because I know there's different playing styles, but they do both play point guard. Steph Curry is just, he's a generational talent.
So this is the
They
thing.
didn't see coming.
He's like Patrick Mahomes basketball.
Exactly.
does
Sure.
things
That's
we
a great
have never
comparison.
seen before.
That is definitely his comp. But so I would say he is. I take my Chicago bias out. So and Gilbert Arenas said it best too yesterday. On a YouTube video, y'all can go watch it. I think it was on this podcast. So he was like, well, the MVP season, that in itself he's an MVP. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. But then he gets hurt. Then he has to redefine himself as a point guard. He's not. He don't have to be that same explosive point guard. Yes, at times he can show flashes of that being that point guard, but he redefined himself. He reinvented himself as a point guard. He became a better shooter, a better facilitator. It became more mental for him. So me personally, I say that's a Hall of Fame in itself. And then you could just take the first 4 years of his career. Like his first 4 years compared to people's career period, is better than a lot of people's career. You know what I mean?
Like a good example that I would agree with you, Brandon, was that like you said, yeah, exactly. He adjusted his game to his with his injuries and what he was limited to, and still been able to put up points. Let's use Westbrook as an example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude was throwing up triple doubles like no other.
Right.
I mean, he didn't deal with injuries like
Derrick Rose
did.
Right.
But he's like, they were saying like, because I mean, he broke Oscar Robinson's record for most triple doubles in a season.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that this dude's gonna be like this every damn year.
Right.
And now look at him. You know, he hasn't adjusted. He hasn't worked on anything because he can't shoot the damn ball for the life of him.
No.
And so I mean, I see what you're saying there. I mean, that would put him like the fact that he was able to adjust his game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just with that injury, it was kind of tough because it really to put him in a roadblock on what his path definitely could have been.
Yeah, it's difficult,
sure.
especially too like looking at like Russell Westbrook. Like that's a great comparison. Like him and Russell Westbrook are a lot of the same.
Yeah, they were compared for a long time. They were compared
Absolutely,
to each other.
No, those two dudes are absolutely like one and the same. But with Westbrook, even still, like that dude is still finding ways to adjust. He hasn't adjusted his game fully. He's just playing basketball like at a raw level.
And
for what Derrick Rose has done, absolutely, he's made the great adjustment.
Yeah.
Westbrook hasn't, but Westbrook can still kind of pummel through and get those points.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the thing.
even when he playing for the Lakers, he was averaging 17, 7, and 7.
Exactly. So and keep in mind too, Westbrook, he's got the All-Star game MVPs, he's got the All-Star appearances. Like Rose hasn't been to an All-Star since those, like you said, the first 4 years. He made the All-Star 3 times, which he deserved.
Yeah,
and he won the MVP.
Yeah.
But when your career all of a sudden kind of becomes as like a side player, that's the problem. Because like you love Lou Williams, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Lou
Six
Williams.
man,
We
yeah.
love those dudes. Like Jamal Crawford, I love that guy. I wish those guys could get in the Hall of Fame. I don't know, but the problem is they probably won't because they'll forever be known as like bench guys.
Yeah.
You know, Jamal Crawford, for a good point of his career, was like a solid starter, right?
Yeah.
And Lou Williams, for a while there, he had some moments where as a starter, he shined.
But he
we
was
always
better.
think of him as bench players.
Yeah, we know that he was a better 6 man than he was
Exactly.
actual
And that's why I
starter,
think
so.
the problem is for Derrick Rose, he'll just be like forever kind of like that 6 man that kind of gets stunted into that level now of kind of being like, well, you had a good starting career, but unfortunately you went to being more of a bench guy down the line.
Yeah, for sure.
And I trust me, I hate that. I hate
me
that
too.
happens to him. But unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of these players.
Yeah,
like that's going to
It
happen
sucks.
to Ben Simmons here. Watch Real Talk soon.
Yeah. I know.
Tell me, everybody's saying he's going to be out of the league soon. Am I wrong to say that he could be out of the league soon?
I mean,
No, who wants him?
He's really talented.
He is.
I don't know if he's gonna be out the league, but because he's too talented.
Yeah, he doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
That's his biggest issue.
And it's unfortunate.
That's what it clearly.
Yeah.
Like we talk
on
about
to.
Derrick Rose, it's starting to seem like with Lonzo Ball, he's gonna turn into Derrick Rose.
Right.
And you bring
Listen, I'll take Derrick Rose over Ben Simmons any day, man.
Yeah, for sure.
10 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100 times, I'll take Derrick Rose over Ben Simmons any with his busted knees. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I will take Mac McClung over
That's
Ben
If I need
Simmons.
if I need a
Mac
three,
McClung.
if I need a 3 to save my life, I would probably take Westbrook over Ben Simmons.
I'm taking myself over Ben Simmons.
I'd take you over Ben. Absolutely, I'd take any of you dudes over Ben Simmons.
I'll take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at this age.
I'll take Shaq, man.
The Shaq this.
Shaq could probably hit a 3 better than Ben Simmons can.
Yep.
Easy. Have you seen him in the gym?
Exactly.
He can hit a 3.
Ben Simmons, you a bomb. Sorry, we're not gonna be able to do your killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, right. But no, so now we'll talk about the Patrick Beverley.
Yes.
Then they also came out this morning that Lonzo Ball is out for the remainder of the season. And
yeah.
so yeah, Lonzo Ball is out for the remainder of the season. And so raises a lot of question marks on what's going on with him, because he's been out for over a year and a half.
Man.
And it's been a hit on the Bulls team, because honestly, like, if you want me to say it, I thought Lonzo was one of the main reasons why the Bulls were so good.
Yeah.
In that time, he was a floor general. He was a defensive maniac. He was actually believe it or not, one of the better 3-point shooters on that team.
Yeah.
He was all over the place. He did what he needed to do to get that team to where they were.
Absolutely.
So
he led that team.
Exactly.
In a lot of ways.
So it's really unfortunate, and it hurts and it sucks, because now it raises the question, which I'm going to ask you and to our listeners. Is this it for, like, should Lonzo Ball just hang it up? Are we losing hope that he can make it back to the NBA? Give us your guys' thoughts and opinions on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, at BLOWTWHISTLE1, or throw it in our in the YouTube or the Twitch chat, as we have it up here as well.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Andrew, I want to hear your opinion on this.
I like Lonzo a lot. He's a good kid.
I love him.
He's a good. Listen, from the time he came, I gave him a lot of crud because of when he came out of college, like his dad and everything. I think was the biggest effect. I did say I think he needed to get out of LA, which clearly getting out of LA, I think, solved a lot of issues for him.
Really did.
He got better in New Orleans, and he played really well here in Chicago. I just don't know what else can. Because if you don't know what's going on with your own body, and the doctors can't tell you, and you've gone to I don't know how many specialists at this point, it's like hope is still there, but it's so bleak at this point. And I hate saying that, because again, he's a good kid. He's a smart guy,
and he's a really good basketball player when he's healthy.
What's up?
He's a really good basketball player when he's healthy.
He is. He fits this Bulls team. You saw when he was out there. This team was leading last year.
Yeah, they were number
all the way through number one.
Yeah,
they were number one
sure.
in the East for the longest time, over the Bucks and the Sixers. And
we haven't
Boston.
seen that in years.
Yeah.
God, I know. That's where we saw like hope as Bulls fans.
And it's just a shame that you've got this talented guy who I think he can still play, but clearly hope is getting less and less in his favor of ever, not just getting back with the Bulls, but ever coming back to the NBA, period. And I don't like saying that, but at what point do you say, like, maybe enough is enough? Because look, you're 20, he's 24, 23, 24.
25.
He's 25. He's
25.
He's still in that prime. You know, you got a lot of life left to live. He's made a lot of money. I'm sure he has other opportunities where he wants to get into and stuff. I'm not saying don't count out basketball, but I do think he has to start thinking a lot more about the future, maybe beyond basketball at this point. Because if nobody can help you figure out what's going on with you and you're still not feeling right, then this is one of those things where you may have to call it quits.
It's a tough decision to make. So I mean, I can understand him not jumping it so soon.
Yeah.
Despite him being out for, like I said, a year and a half around.
Absolutely.
It's just because, like you said, I mean, I love the kid. He did so much for Chicago while he was playing. And, I mean, I don't even know. It's something with his knee. But it's like, yeah, there's no answers being told to us. Right. It's just kind of he's still dealing with it. And, I mean, when he posted that video of him dunking, it was kind of a little light of hope that he was, like, done. Because
So was it, though? I mean, like, yeah, he dunked the ball, but it's like, all right, well, you dunking the ball, that's cool. But
right, yeah.
Well, no, don't get me wrong, because, I mean, yeah, he's
a lot of people read a lot more into it, like, oh, he's coming back. Like, hold on now, like he
Yeah.
can
It
still
more
walk.
looked like there was improvement. You
Yeah.
know? Like he able to jump.
Well, yeah, that agreed. Yeah,
He's still able
Yeah.
to jump and get that bounce back. So it's like, all right, maybe he's feeling a little bit better.
right.
But then
It's
as soon as after that posted, it was just like, no, he's still dealing with the same
Yeah.
crap and that stuff. And it's like, the thing that sucks is that he literally changed his shot form. Whoever was in New Orleans, coach of the year, because his friggin'
that's the ugliest jump
shot.
shot
That was
I've ever
the
seen.
ugliest jump shot. It worked for him in college, but I mean, God, right when he came to the NBA,
Come around, baby.
I don't even
That's
know
all
how
it
the
is.
hell
Come
you.
around.
And it was just the cleanest shot ever. But
Yeah.
I know it's just unfortunate. I'm very curious to see what the Bulls do.
Yeah.
If they release him or they try to do something with him after this season.
I was surprised that there were still teams talking about possibly trading for him. I was like, I was intrigued by the fact that Houston was like, yeah, Eric Gordon and maybe a first-round pick, and I was like, huh? Like, you're offering?
They're desperate, man.
Yeah, I mean, they are, but like something that maybe the Bulls should have considered at the time. But maybe still can.
Especially
I don't know.
because they knew most of the information compared to anyone else. Like,
yeah.
because I think they were hiding a lot of stuff because they were refusing to tell anyone what's going on.
You know, in
You
Chicago,
don't want to tell them.
Chicago, when things come out about athletes, it tends to
They like to hide
not.
it in the
It
room.
does. Yeah, it doesn't seem to come
They
out.
don't want to tell them because then your
Right,
value goes
Sox?
down.
Right.
I mean, also though, you got to look at it like this. Yeah, like it might. I don't think they're gonna give up on him,
Yeah.
but because he did just sign a 4-year, $80 million deal.
Yes, he
that's a lot of money to leave on the table.
Yeah, that's a lot to walk away from.
Exactly, and and also like they can't manage to just be paying out money like that. The Bulls,
Right.
for somebody not to be playing. So, I mean, I hope that he does play again. I mean, we'll look forward to next year, but I'm not just too gung ho. Oh well, you know, he might play next year. Like, cause it's a might. We don't know.
The hope's definitely fiddling away.
Exactly,
Which is unfortunate.
And, I mean, I think he needs to go get the surgery that Kobe Bryant did. Go to Germany, get the plasma.
Right.
You know, come back. You got a new knee. New.
And then, but so still on the point guard talk. We mentioned his name before. Let's transition just to the rest of the NBA. Russell Westbrook signs with the Clippers after was it Utah that bought him out?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Utah. How unfortunate that had to happen during All-Star Weekend in Utah.
I mean,
you're in Utah for the All-Star Weekend, then you got to pack your bags and head over to LA.
and I thought he would never play for the Clippers. I thought that was his thing. When asked if he wanted to play for the Clippers, I'm pretty sure he said, hell no. Kind of interesting that all of a sudden changed when it doesn't seem like there was a lot of buzz around him.
This poor dude moved from LA to go to Salt Lake City, and then he had to move back.
Well, he definitely didn't leave. There's no way that he went to.
He probably
was just like
stayed
a
the
phone
way.
call, and they're like, "We'll buy you out. Don't leave. Don't
Just
don't
stay
worry
right
about
there.
it.
You
You
got-
stay home."
Don't tear up your lease to your apartment. You're gonna live there longer.
Yeah, you're not coming to Utah.
That was kind of big news. I mean, because there was a lot of buzz going around that the Bulls were gonna pursue and sign him. Which I mean, I guess would you have rather the Bulls got Westbrook, or were you okay with Patrick Beverley?
I would have been more intrigued with Westbrook because I think there's more stories there.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine the arguments that might happen between him? Like, Bev, don't get me wrong. That's still a story because that dude is feisty and he's not afraid of Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. But, like, Westbrook, I think, can bring in the storyline between him and LaVine and DeRozan. And that's the thing. Like, for me, this is no longer about what makes the team better. It's about what makes the team a good storyline.
Yeah.
And I think either way, you're getting a win. But I think Westbrook would have brought in more of that drama.
And plus, he's still a star. Like he's
still a star,
He's not a
yeah.
superstar, but he's still a star.
Who's gonna lose their chill more?
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I still think Patrick Beverley's going to punch Zach LaVine in the face. I think that's going to
Why
happen.
though? Why
Like,
you think
Let's
that?
get the odds on that.
Like,
Why?
he's going to, like, pass up a chance to get it to Bev when he's open, and he's going to go, yo, Zach, what the hell? And he's like, what are you going to do about it? Boom! And then
That's
it's just
funny.
fight right there in the locker room.
No, would that be the first?
Black eye on Zach LaVine because Patrick Beverley probably went at him with a bat or something.
And he likes
Because he's he's for real. Patrick Beverley's for real. He grew up in the hard part of Chicago. I'm not playing with that
He
dude.
knows what it's like.
Yeah. That dude played against guys that were 6'9" and was like, come at me.
When will be the last
not playing
time
with
that you see a brawl go out and the bench is clear? Not from one of the other teams, from the same team. Two players, two teammates brawl it out on the court.
It almost happened last
that
year
would be
with the Lakers.
hilarious.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dwight Howard almost got in a fight with the LeBron James there, or Anthony Davis. So.
Oh my God, yeah, that would have been a brawl to see.
Yeah, but good. You know what? Good for Westbrook.
Well, yeah.
See what happens with the
Great,
Clippers.
great
I don't
sign
know.
for him.
I don't know if it makes him better, but I'm sure Kawhi is gonna be like, whatever.
Real quick, because then we're gonna get out of here and get to the greatest segment ever. All-Star Weekend, as we said, just happened.
Yep.
Just consider good, easy thoughts. Just obviously, team Giannis won.
Yep.
Mac McClung, first G Leaguer to ever win the dunk contest. Which I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I saw that coming. I've been following this kid since high school.
Yeah.
And then Dame Lillard won the 3-point contest. So I mean, obviously, in my opinion, I thought the most exciting thing to watch was the dunk contest. I think. Well, here's a question, because people are saying it.
Yeah.
Did Mac McClung save the dunk contest, in your opinion?
I would say he put it on life support.
He was doing CPR to it?
It's not dead yet, but like I will say this, he gave the most creative dunks I've seen in a while. I would say that. Like, dude's got hops.
He does.
And I've seen him do this before. I know he's a flashy guy kind of kid. It was really cool, the kind of stuff he was pulling off. Like, I mean, we were talking about this. I think it would be better if they just put those dunk professionals in the dunk contest at this point, because a lot of the stars are saying no to it because they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to really participate. This is more for the fans. There's no out for it. Like the dunk contest.
But you have the
doesn't hold
celebrity
same
game
weight.
now.
Right, exactly.
So why not?
That's
You're
boring,
right. Get
though.
these,
Nobody
get
cares
these
about the
guys,
celebrity
flash
game.
dunker guys.
What's up, Brandon?
Nobody cares about the celebrity game.
But if you got these
That's good.
professional dunkers, like I can't ever
Dykstra
think
says
of his
he's
name.
only one, but the celebrity game is absolutely terrible. That is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Would you
I
rather
get
watch
it.
the All-Star game or the celebrity game?
The All-Star game.
Okay,
I would too. The celebrity game.
The All-Star game.
DK Metcalf, unless they want to do like celebrity versus all stars, like go for it. Like DK versus LeBron, okay, let's go. Like I'm all for that.
Rising
That ain't
stars.
gonna happen.
Rising stars versus celebrities.
Rising
Star
Stars.
versus celebrities?
Because
The young kids versus all these famous people.
I like how they got this it set up. Rising Stars game.
The Rising Star is good on its own, but if I could see Io dunk on DK, like
Kevin Hart.
or Kevin,
If he's
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, the
everybody
3-time
dunking on Kevin
MVP.
Hart. Come on now.
The 3-time MVP.
Yeah, but no, I think Max McClung, like I said, I think he put it on life support. He didn't save it. It's just like, all right, let's see what happens next year. Because if Zion says he's gonna be there next year, I'm gonna call BS on that right now because he's probably gonna break his foot again or
He
whatever.
said, yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, what's up?
I said he did say that, but first of
Yeah.
all, why would you do that and you can't even stay healthy? You
Exactly,
fat.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Is like he can say that all he wants, but let's be real, he's not gonna be healthy by that point.
Yeah, exactly.
He
That's
is
the
injured
problem.
right now, and it is Mardi Gras, so he might have
The
ate a few
beignets.
beignets and
320s coming
Tchotchkes.
in,
Right.
So I mean,
big old gut coming down the court, dunks it and bends the rim.
Yeah.
And I can say that because I'm a
Shakina
big
food.
man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, I think he did, like you said. I like that
Yeah,
that term. He brought it on life
gave
support.
It's like everybody's gonna give it one more chance, and I think a lot of that is now just because Zion's like, yeah, I think I'll do it
I
next
think
year.
it's tough though because I mean, ever since Levine and Gordon when they faced off,
Yeah,
they kind of took a lot of the creativity in some of these dunks. I mean, a lot of it comes with creativity of what you could do.
yeah,
And I
it's
mean,
difficult
It is, but I mean, even still, like I feel like the rest of the guys that dunked.
because you're thinking
It
about
wasn't that
like, what
impressive.
else can I do that hasn't been done already, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm still the greatest dunk contest for me is ever gonna be Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
like,
was
I
really
mean,
good,
now
too.
and now you look at his dunks though, and you go like, man, but what Aaron Gordon did was way better than what
Yeah.
he did. But still, like to me, like that was not just
The
him, but like
turnaround.
everybody that was in that dunk contest was doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
He just did it
TMX, Steve
crazier
Francis,
than
yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
for sure.
I thought it was
And that's the thing.
the greatest thing TNT did was the Shaq cam during
Yes.
the dunk.
Mhm.
That was fantastic.
That was good. I
Because
like
I
that.
just love seeing like, cause Shaq had like his old school face, like
Mhm.
when he was at the Vince Carter dunk
Yeah.
contest, like the
Yeah, the
like-
whole shock with the good old camcorder
Yeah.
from 2000.
I loved it. And in Mac's last dunk, you just heard him say like, "Is that a 540?"
yeah,
Is that
right?
He's like, "Let's go home."
Yeah.
Like, that was great. That was a great addition. That made it a lot more fun.
Absolutely.
Just-
And that's the thing is that this is fan service kind of stuff. And if you want to do fan service right, then I think you need to look to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You need to look to those more flashier guys.
And McClung did
bring
say that
level.
he's planning on coming back to the dunk contest.
Yeah, and he's in the NBA too.
He is. I mean, good
yeah,
for him.
He's got a contract now. For last
Someone
time I
made a
checked.
joke that good job, Philly. You finally won a championship.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Philly had a tough go of it this
You know
year.
what? They got a chance to get there. You got a chance to get there, Philly. Because you know what? You got rid of the problem. Not the process, the problem.
That was good.
Who's that?
That's Ben Simmons.
Hey, that was good demo material.
The cancer to the team.
I'm a point guard at 6'10". No, you're not. You're power forward.
Get your ass down low
God.
and just make the damn layup. Stop passing it.
All right, I'm good. I'm good.
So, I mean, overall, All-Star game was very underwhelming.
It is what it is.
I
at
kind of
this point.
expected it to, in my opinion, like in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Greatest All-Star game, one of the best fun All-Star games recently.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say 5-10 because there was probably more better ones. But the one, unfortunately, it was after when Kobe Bryant passed away, and those players were playing their asses off, which
Absolutely.
is fantastic. I kind of like the new rule with the for the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The average of the two team scores, you add it by 24, and you just play to that. I think that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that. But
Overall, it was like Jaylen Brown called it a layup line.
it was
But it was cool. I would say it was cool to see Jason Tatum go off.
Yeah, it
break
was
the record.
God.
That was pretty cool. That dude
That dude was
hitting
missing.
shots.
The best part of that game was Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going back and forth.
Oh yeah, it was so good seeing those.
I
two.
loved seeing that the rest of the players just like stepping away and just letting it happen because that was cool.
Well, what was it? He told one of the reporters, Jaylen Brown was like, for everybody else, this is like, oh, this is a matchup they all want to see. And they're like, dude, we do this all the time in practice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
This ain't nothing new to us.
You're
Like
right.
this is what we do
your
all
two
the time.
best players on that team.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just
going at it 1-on-1.
That was fun to watch.
It's just like, I'm going to my left. You gonna beat me, Jaylen? Come on, what's up?
What do you think
That's
they can do to make the All-Star game better? Like we were talking about on our show.
How to make it better?
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. I feel like the one thing, and Luka kind of alluded to this, and Reggie Miller, I believe too, doing the world versus the USA.
I like that.
I've heard that possibility.
With the way that the European, like all these players from across the countries now are starting to come through, I'd like that. Or you could do it by country too. USA would be loaded then. But
hell, if you want to,
everybody's got some sort of nationality to them now, so you can kind of load up teams in different ways if you want to.
if you want to make it go real crazy,
you have to do the best of the world. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people got like Lithuania, like they probably got one player, and you be like, no, I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
make
for
it
sure.
real crazy. Do teams of 3,
Mm-hmm.
so it's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Make it a bracket. Kind of like the
NCAA tournament style.
Yeah, just it's a fun little game. Like pick up to 21.
Okay.
Do it. Why not? You know what? Change it up.
I some kind of system like that I think would be good for sure. Something on that style just to kind of change it up, because I think if you want, because the All-Star right now is the one that everybody watches, but even still, it's the one that's everybody's still kind of like, it's not the same like it used to be.
It was a lot more competitive especially during like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
Even
That was fun.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well those guys, because there's a difference. I think it's just a generation thing, but I think those guys back in the day, they're trying to prove they're best against best, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All-Star now is kind of like we're taking a break. It's vacation time. We're gonna chill, relax, play a quick game, and everybody goes home happy, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I think a lot of those guys were like everybody wants to show Jordan I can beat him, right? We watched the Last Dance, and you see Kobe's right there on Jordan. I want to prove something to this guy, right? Clearly he did, because they all of a sudden became like the father to the son or whatever, the older brother to the younger brother.
Yeah.
They want that kind of competition. If you can bring that energy back, I'd like that. That would be good. But I don't know if we'll ever get back to that because of how the league's changed so much.
Yeah, they're making too much money now.
That's them. Oh, they're making way too much money. Trust me.
So
Hate to.
I'm still broke, so.
Hate to kind of kill the vibe here. It just came out that apparently Alabama star Brandon Miller provided. If you guys heard about the incident with was it the basketball player that shot the woman? Apparently he provided the gun used in it.
Oh jeez.
That just came out now. Oh yeah, Brandon Culpepper. Yeah. Or was it?
Wow.
It was Brandon Miller.
No. It was Brandon Miller that provided the guy.
I'm trying to look for who reported it.
Who was the guy that? Darius Miles or whatever like that. The guy that actually did it. So.
Yeah, it's on
Very sickening news. Sorry to
man.
really turn that, but that just popped up on my thing.
That's a heartbreaker because that's a kid that we were talking about being top 5 pick in the draft this year.
Easy.
I mean, amongst all those dudes in the
Main
G
reason why
League and
Bama's where they're at.
Yeah, and Bama's been so good, and now, oh, jeez, wow.
So we'll have to wait and see how that.
That's heartbreaking.
turns out.
Yeah, they've been Miles and Davis have been. Miles and Davis. They've been charged with capital murder.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So,
I don't even know how to comment on that one.
I'm not. I just wanted to.
I'll save that for another time because that's jeez, man.
It's too soon to really judge and say anything now because nothing's been proven
Man.
yet. But that's
Yeah.
allegedly.
That's
rough.
Darius Miles and Michael Davis.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's turn that around.
Yeah,
let's take a quick break, and we're gonna come up with next. You're killing me, Smalls. On our. Oh my God, I'm like out of it today. Let's rewind. All right, coming up next, it is time for the greatest segment in all of sports and entertainment. That's right, it is time for You're Killing Me, Smalls.
Yes.
Where we get to bitch and rave and just maybe even laugh about certain things that's happened in sports. We've gone off of sports just because there's many things to complain about. And as always, if you guys have anything to complain and to us and what made you saying You're Killing Me, Smalls, send them to us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1. That's BLOWT, WHISTLE1. So, stick around for the chaos next on Blow the Whistle.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second stuff. Yeah, worth every quarter, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired! I still get beer.
Here on Blow the Whistle, here in Illinois Media School Studios.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years. But anyway, real quick, breaking news. I don't know if you guys talked about it or not. Atlanta Hawks just fired their head coach.
I
You fired McMillan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally just pulled up while you said that. Wow.
Well, they sucked this year, so
Good. They wanted to do something with that damn team.
I'm going to guarantee you Trey's going to have something to say about who the next head coach is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah, because now they're not trading him.
No.
They're not. They know that now.
They're stuck
You
with
and
him now.
DeJounte make it work, and we'll find the coach. Got it? Okay, yeah.
Okay, Trey, okay.
By the way, I want insight. Okay, fine.
Well, I mean, aren't they top contenders to get the number one?
They're in that mix right now.
Houston, Spurs, and Atlanta, right?
I think so.
They are...
Well, Detroit's still in there too, remember. They're
Yeah.
number 1 in the spot. They have the worst record.
I thought Houston does.
No,
Houston-
it's Detroit.
No, Houston has the worst record.
Oh, they
right
do
now.
have the worst record now.
It goes
oh, wow,
Houston. Bulls are lower than the Hawks. It
Really?
goes Houston, Spurs, Pistons, Hornets, Magic, Pacers, Bulls.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Atlanta's like another 8 ahead of the Bulls right now.
Okay.
So they're
I was gonna say,
Wow, Houston's going to get their new Hakeem Olajuwon plus.
hey, like, weren't we just talking about this?
Yeah.
Let's talk conspiracy theories. That Chicago ping pong ball might be ice cold this year.
If it does happen,
they never get the good luck in the lottery.
if it does, I'll run around naked and jump in snow.
You heard it, people.
You heard it.
You
I'm
heard it.
willing to put that out there.
We're live streaming it too.
They go and get Derrick Rose in the offseason as well.
They would.
They probably could.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Put him up, take him off the bench.
I still hear that they're talking about buying Derrick out.
They
Knicks.
might as well. He's not doing anything for them.
Yeah. Tibbs is just kind of keep him on the bench.
Yeah.
But all right, it is time for the greatest segment of all of entertainment in sports. That's right. It's time for You're Killing Me, Smalls. And as I said before the break, send us You're Killing Me, Smalls, because we love hearing from you guys on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. Andrew, I would love for you to go first.
You want me to go first?
Go
Okay,
first.
I'll go first.
You never go first.
Is this the one that you want me to have a rebuttal on?
You could. I don't know how you feel on this, so
Okay.
I'll see. But this is just I'm trying to get back into this, folks. But to the WWE,
Ooh, okay, I'm in.
I knew it. I watched what I thought was going to be a defining moment in wrestling when Sami Zayn took on Roman Reigns, and all that I saw was more of the same. When you had a chance to flip the script, you had a chance to flip the script, and you didn't, and it killed me. Now, I hear that maybe there's other things at play here.
Yes.
So I'm willing to give it one more shot, but if we can't right the ship here for WrestleMania here soon, you're going to break my heart here, man. I went into this with full expectations of seeing a great match, and it was a great match.
It was fantastic.
It was absolutely.
It took you on an emotional roller coaster like no other in a very long time.
But I felt so disappointed at the end because I thought another outcome was going to come from it, and it hurt me. So for me, as a reborn again WWE fan,
You're welcome.
thank you, David. I got to give you a quick old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, so my rebuttal to that is
Yes.
I knew that wasn't going to happen. It would have been great if it would have.
Absolutely.
He's about as over as I've seen anyone in the past 10 years. Probably. I mean, Kofi was over, but I don't even think Kofi was this over.
No, not to this level.
I would say Daniel Bryant was the last, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him nowadays, would be the yes movement was probably the last time someone was this over.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I think Cody and the story that Cody and Roman can weave gives you a bigger box office.
Yes.
At WrestleMania. Fair enough. But everything that I've heard, it's him and Kevin versus the Uso brothers at WrestleMania for the titles, which they've already kind of started getting into last night.
That I saw that, and that's where I started.
Which they're playing it beautifully.
Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and then I saw people saying, well, then are they going to be, are they going to get over on the Usos, and then Kevin going to turn on Sammy or something like that?
I think they're going to stick with Sammy and Kevin for a while.
Yeah, and they play. They
were
great together.
They were a fantastic fantastic tag team in ROH. Fantastic. Now, that being said, I will say this much. That whole pay-per-view was phenomenal.
Yes.
The women's elimination chamber was decent. Wasn't the men's blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
That men's elimination chamber probably might have been one of the best elimination chambers I've ever watched.
Okay.
And Montez Ford is a legitimate star.
Yeah, like the dude.
If he does not get a
good.
singles push very, very soon, I would be shocked.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, and I'm just, and that's, the whole show was fantastic. And then, like I said, as somebody who's getting back into it, I expected it to go one way, but now I see where they might be going in another direction with it. I'm willing to let it play out.
The only disappointing part for me of that whole pay-per-view was the Lesnar-Lashley match.
Mm-hmm.
Have a legitimate winner. Now, that being said, having Lesnar versus Omos at Mania, that's crazy because both of them are stiff as hell.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to end up getting hurt in that match.
I'm sure.
And they're already lining up Bray versus Bobby Lashley, which intrigues me.
Hey, anything Bobby Lashley gets me, man.
Hey,
I'm a huge fan of his.
But that being said, I mean, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Like, there was a little part of me going, please God, Triple H, just let it happen.
I was just like,
just
man,
let
you
it.
built this guy up so much.
Well, not just that, but it would be one of those things that would kind of be an apologetic kind of thing for the WWE to do after the Montreal Screwjob.
Yes.
Of them going, okay, we did this to you, so let us give you this.
Right. Kind of a give back, like, look, it's a little late, but at the same time, here's something for you guys to be able to witness.
But at the same time, I understand where they're going with it. Right now, Cody's a draw, too.
Absolutely. No, and I trust the way that they're going.
I mean, the only way that it changes is there's just an overwhelming, resounding push.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that can happen within a month. But that being said, I get where you're coming from.
Thank you. Yes. That's why I said I thought David, I don't know how he would feel about it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to have him on for it just in case.
I think if I didn't read the dirt sheets as much as I did.
Right, yeah.
I do. I probably would have been in the same son of a.
Yeah.
But
I don't do that enough. That's not.
I read enough of the dirt sheets to know that Triple H loves Sammy. He just doesn't think Sammy could put the company on his shoulders for an extended period of time.
I can understand that. I think put him around a good enough group, like we're seeing it. I think him, Kevin Owens, I mean, Roman Reigns, you're putting them all in that right kind of circle.
They're just telling right now. WWE storytelling is probably the best it's been in a very, very long time.
Yeah, they're killing it.
AKA Vince McMahon, stay the hell away.
Please. I'm back. Don't come back. I'm back. Please. You come back, we're going to have problems. All right.
Sell the company. Do you hear what his asking price is?
No, what?
$9 billion.
Well,
money.
We know we know a certain somebody who owns a golf tournament series that happens to have that times 100.
But see, that's never going to happen because Vince was stupid back in the day and went public. So now any sale of that company has to be accepted by the board of directors, and they will not accept the sale to the Saudis.
And I don't think they're ever going to accept that.
Nope.
Oh, boy. All right. Tyler, please.
All right. So
maybe I'll have a retort for Tyler's, too. You never know.
What's that?
You might have a retort for yours as well.
I mean, I don't know, because, I mean, I think you're going to laugh and agree with me on this one. So, to the Cleveland Browns. This is per Warren Sharp.
Get it right.
Never before has an NFL player's cap hit exceeded $39 million. And that will change because Deshaun Watson's $54,993,000 cap. Yes, TJ. Yes.
Cap will hit. Refer to him properly, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's rewind. Yes. I was reading what per Warren Sharp, per Tyler Butterball. The Chocolate Starfish's salary of $54,993,000 cap will hit in 2023 and will be the largest for any player in NFL history. Not only that, this cap will hit the Browns cap, the same $54,993,000 every single season through 2026. So,
you dumbasses,
Cleveland, was it really worth paying Watson all that money for all of his lawyer dues and all that kind of stuff to royally screw you for the next 3 to 4 seasons? Yes, and I said screw in a very particular reason. I love TJ.
I just love the fact that you said that it was a hit on the Browns cap.
Watson really stuck it in that one.
He's gonna have to stick it to him.
So,
not just one finger, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I don't even have a voice and I break them.
Oh, man. So, for the Browns, for signing this moron and royally screwing you not only 1 or 2 or 3 seasons in the cap.
That's a lot.
I give you a massive...
You're killing me, Smalls.
3.
Really
3.
The bed there.
Right there.
You really
right there.
crapped yourself on
That's
that one.
That's the 3. Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
God,
that's the 3.
you guys really got yourself
that's
got themselves in a deep hole.
That's from Star Trek, right? Live long and prosper.
I feel
live long and prostate. Sorry.
I feel like they're a little bound up.
Welcome to the 30 minutes of us making bowel jokes, folks.
It's just hard to put a finger on it, you know?
Yeah.
Can't quite. Yes. Can't quite put my finger on this one.
But you really need to put your finger on the pulse sometimes, you know?
You do. I kept it short and sweet, to the point.
Yes. I love every moment of this right now. I love every single moment of this.
Now you're really just brown nosing here.
Oh, nice. Nice. Would anybody care for some chocolate-covered pretzels?
That goes in waves right there. There's layers to that one.
There's layers, and if you don't know, you should know. Damn it, you should.
Oh my God.
God, where do
I
I
have to go home and watch some Kevin Smith now?
That's right.
Oh God.
Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go from
down this road?
I know.
Still trying to...
No, I'm trying to figure out where.
Trying to think of yours. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to go.
The one that you showed me, I was almost gonna do it.
Which one?
Paxton Lynch.
Oh, the Paxton. Poor Paxton.
Not bad. Poor him, but
honestly,
no, poor him. You could have been a great NFL quarterback. He could have, but he didn't want to put in the work.
He'd rather play video games.
Exactly.
Video games.
Vid games.
I play my Madden. I'm an all-star in Madden.
Yeah.
I'm not benched on my Madden team. Well, it's kind of hard to bench yourself when you're...
At some point, though, it does come back. Like, he has the skills.
He does.
So to me, this is a mental issue.
Absolutely.
It is. I mean...
He's not mature enough, I don't think, to handle the NFL.
He's obviously not mature enough to deal with the NFL, XFL, USFL, CFL,
probably
World Football League.
Yeah. European Football League, the Mexican Football League. I mean,
the Joliet Jammers.
The Joliet Jammers.
Is that the name of their football
Lincoln
team?
Way Patriots.
There you go, the Lincoln Way Patriots. Yeah.
They have this one. What is it called? The Chicago Blue.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But,
hey, maybe you should try the fan.
I think he'll get benched there too.
Yeah, just light up a doobie. You'll be all right.
Football League.
Just light up a doobie. He'll be fine.
That's true. You can do that in that league. You will be penalized and you will be fined, but you can.
You can light up a doobie on, like, in the middle of the game?
Yeah, you didn't see one of the players hit a blunt.
Yeah.
He threw a touchdown
quarterback threw a touchdown, goes to the sideline, lights a blunt.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then got completely fired.
Yeah.
Put that on Soldier Field. once they move. I would pay to see that.
Why not?
Oh, yeah. So I guess so to Paxton Lynch for being an absolute trash compactor of a quarterback. We'll give you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, anymore?
You are the. Paxton Lynch is the stink on Deshaun Watson's finger.
And we're back.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I do have one more.
Is he more ass, though, for being on the bench? Sorry.
He's really poo-poo.
He's poo-poo.
All right. This one's not so much a "you're killing me, Smalls" like what the hell. It's more of a "you're killing me, Smalls" sad moment. So I got this letter. This came from one of my buddies, and effectively, it's a unconditional release for all student athletes from my old alma mater that
I saw this, dude.
Yeah,
and
for
I
my
saw
scholarship. This. Trinity International University in Deerfield is effectively shutting down all athletics and is actually transitioning apparently to being more of an online college than it is an actual on-campus school.
See what happens when you don't play your players?
For those who don't know, this is the school actually where Todd Frazier got his start. Former Vikings head coach, now Buffalo Bills defensive coordinator. Field's named after him. Not a very good field. I went there for a year.
Excuse me, isn't that Leslie Frazier, sir?
What's up?
Isn't that Leslie Frazier?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Todd, Leslie, my apologies. I know, but Todd's a baseball player. Leslie's,
wait a minute.
Leslie Frazier, my apologies. I just wanted to say that, you know, even though that 1 year was a miserable experience and terrible, and I hated going to Christian church in the middle of the day when I should have been eating lunch, and then going to class afterwards and practicing for 2 hours, I just want to say thank you to all the guys out there. Appreciate it. Who I met. Sorry to all the athletes. I hope they all find homes. It sucks. I know this is unfortunate. But apparently they didn't have any funding. They didn't have funding when I went there. They couldn't replace anything. Our field was our practice field. So to Trinity International University for just being downright definitively bad enough that you had to eliminate sports, not just football, sports altogether.
Say it right.
Sports altogether. I'm giving you a big old.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That's wild.
Yeah. Again,
Also, the biggest thing is they're going
appreciate it.
I feel like Nebraska's really close to that.
Hey. They're doing okay in basketball right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing all right. Yeah.
Hey, how's your Duke Blue Devils or your North Carolina Tar Heels doing? Not that great.
My Blue Devils will at least make the tourney. I don't know about his Tar Heels.
They're just outside. There's hope.
There's hope.
There's hope.
They better make a run in the ACC tournament.
RJ Davis, you better turn it on with Bacot, man.
The ugliest basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Making $500,000. I don't think he cares.
I mean, know how.
I mean, just
Oh,
saying.
yikes.
Oh, man.
Nebraska ain't doing great in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, have you checked
Iowa,
your...
though? Who's fourth?
I beat Iowa.
Yeah, I'm not actually. I mean, I'm not a big Nebraska basketball fan, though.
And you can choose another team. It's okay.
I've actually always liked Kentucky.
There you
believe it
go.
or not.
Oh, go to
they're
hell.
not that good either.
They're not good either.
Go to hell.
What?
Kentucky? What is wrong with... That's almost as sacrilegious as North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that sacrilegious?
Oh, but Duke isn't.
You damn right. John Shire's about to break the record for first-year coaches. He's tied with 20 wins with about 6 other people. He'll get 21.
Yes, because there was only one coach there since the beginning of time at Duke.
Yeah, right.
Everything,
No, Duke's had
1980
more
is
than-
where the history of Duke starts.
It pretty much
Let's
does.
be honest. There is no Duke before then.
You mean there was a Przyszewski? Yes, there was.
Seriously,
Przyszewski.
I had somebody be like, "No, he's been there forever, right?" I'm like, "No, he's not like Paterno, who's been there since like the dawn of time." Okay.
I don't put those two names together.
Well, I get that. But, like
That's
people, like I
not
had
good
somebody
karma.
who was like, "No, he's been there since like 1960 something." I'm like, "No, it's only been 1980." He was like 30 years old when he came into it, and they're like, No. And I was like, what, do you think he's always old? They're like, yeah, kind of. You not know how aging works? You know, to the idiot that thought that stuff, I give you a quick old...
You're killing me, Smalls.
All right.
Dumb old 22-year-old, don't know nothing.
Let's put the plug in this segment. All right.
Come full circle.
That
I got that one too. Nice. That was good.
That will wrap up. You're
Wait.
killing me, Smalls.
Wait.
Today.
Let me hit the rim job.
Let's get out of here before we go in this rabbit hole.
Too late.
That's not a rabbit hole.
Killing me, Smalls, and that wraps up your.
At least that's one hole we can go down.
Sean went down many of those.
No, he didn't.
He wanted people to go down there.
No one went down his hole.
No bunnies want to go hopping down that trail.
Not like Peter Cottontail.
That wraps up this episode of Blow the Whistle. As always, I'm Tyler Butterball Peterball. You can find me on Instagram at Ty_Butterball45. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Tyler Buterball. You can also find me on Mondays, most of the times when we can go. It was President's Day yesterday, so that was our excuse. It was really my fault, but
that was
I wasn't feeling well.
That was our excuse.
I was working, so
that was our.
But,
I love how he said that's our excuse.
Yes, absolutely.
But you can always find us Mondays from usually 2 to 4 on Sportstown Shy Twitch stream on the radio side of Blow the Whistle with these two lovely gentlemen.
Yes,
you can also find me occasionally on the 670 The Score doing, I don't know, Bulls, now Cubs that they're coming up now.
Did you get to talk at all yesterday?
No.
Bastards.
Grody and Tom, dude, they're back and forth. They got that connection. They just go right after the other. They're good together. They're fun to watch or listen.
They are good.
But yeah, you can occasionally, you might hear me on the radio sometimes doing a, I don't know, like a read.
Chuck Swarsky always says your name.
What?
Chuck always says your name.
Oh, Chuck, yeah, he loves me. Chuck Swarsky, he always gives me a shout out on the Bulls, which is nice. Other than that, Andrew, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, well, you guys can always find me here. I'm here on Blow the Whistle on the TV and the radio side. I'm also
I'm
doing
here on the TV too.
You're here right now.
Oh my God.
We're having a day, folks. X-Bomb Sports every Wednesday and Thursday. You can find myself and Drew and TJ and occasionally David. And at some point, we'll get you here on a Wednesday, I'm sure, and a Thursday.
One of these days.
So
yeah, Drew still needs to meet you.
yes, yeah. Well, we're gonna figure that out since we are moving out of here. Really quick, I want to read this stuff out quickly too for our boys. Our boy B-Mac had to say everybody gets into the basketball hall, though it's not as selective as football or baseball. It's true. He says those guys are scared to get in the dunk contest because they might lose. I think there would be way too much fear of losing to a world team loaded with these guys like Giannis, Jokic, Shai, and Luka. Fair. And then he also said they'd probably start sitting out of the All-Star game with the dunk contest. I agree with that. So thank you to King B-Mac. Thank you to all the viewers and listeners. We appreciate you guys so much. So I just wanted to get that out there for everybody to see and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys can catch me on X-Bomb Sports every Wednesday and Thursday. TV and radio side for Blow the Whistle every Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday. And then, of course, I'm producing for Unpack the Knack as well. Great show. Every Wednesday just before X-Bomb Sports. So
Andrew and I's favorite show to do because we don't have to do jack squat.
We still have to do stuff.
Except react.
Exactly. We react to a very awesome man there in the back, by the way, TJ Knacker.
Squirrely Hagrid.
Yes.
Our boy back there, TJ Knacker.
And a really quick, too, because I know he's hiding behind TJ. Quick shout out to our boy Jake for giving us a new logo for TJ's Unpack with the Knack. Looking really good, man. He also made all these graphics, too, so shout out to him as well for that. And that's it.
David?
Oh, you're going to make me do this, aren't you?
Just do it quick.
You can find me on Twitter at David Dykstra4. You can find me on Instagram at DDykstra7795. You can find me in the same places those two schlamokes said we would be over the week.
Rude. I said, you gorgeous men.
I am also with Knack tomorrow. You can find me Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the BetQL network, producing and board hopping and sometimes talking on the Daily Tip with Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins. You can also find me Saturdays 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock on BetQLU in the Action, live from Chicago with Kate Constable and Matt Fortuna. I've got told that I'm getting my own segment this week where I get to talk about my golf experience as I was younger. Yay me.
Yay. All right. That's that'd be good, man.
Mario thought it was entertaining. I was like,
let me
people
know,
love
man.
golf.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so entertaining about hearing me blow out my back, but okay.
You make it sound funny.
I mean, you have told us some good stuff about you and your golf days. So.
No, yeah.
There's some fun. There's some fun in there.
I'll be tuning in.
I've met some celebs.
Yeah, exactly. So
that used to be jackholes that aren't jackholes anymore. But yeah, that's it for me.
What about our boy TJ Knacker holding it down back there? Where can we find you, my friend?
Well, you can find me in the back here for Below the Whistle and for X-Bomb. And doing my show on Pack the Knack. We'll be opening up 2023 Topps Baseball tomorrow. Hopefully there's a nice little pick.
Okay.
Hopefully an autograph. We're hoping for it. And yeah, if you want to find me online, Knack300 on Instagram and TJ Knacker on Facebook.
You heard it.
Absolutely.
2023 Topps baseball cards. Intriguing.
I know. I'm curious to see that.
No bubble gum?
I hope not.
Damn it.
It's only if it's bubble gum from the 1980s or the 1990s.
Which you don't have to chew; it just dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah, as Tom and
I was gonna say, I'd try it. I want to try it. Just
I'll tell you right now.
TJ says it's in the car if you want it.
I honestly I might snag a piece.
No.
Oh. No?
I had some no.
All right, I'm taking TJ's word for it. All right.
Yeah, please do.
That is obviously our Blow the Whistle crew. And we're signing off. Everyone stay positive, be positive, enjoy the decent weather that we're having in Illinois until they're going to smack us with some winter.
Yep.
Which is
damn you, Josie.
What?
Damn it, Josie.
Damn it, Josie.
For this, yeah.
Again, stay positive, be positive, surround yourself with positive people, and we shall see you guys, or you'll see us, hear us next week. This has been Blow the Whistle.
My fly's been undone the whole time.
Whoops. What got out?